Hey folks, today we are drinking a beer that Shaun over here, joining me today, sent me.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Brewery Silvaticus. It is their Baron von Smoke. It is a Rauchbier. I don't know. We should have Thomas on here to tell us how to pronounce it properly.
Oh, he'll correct us in the comments, I'm sure.
Yeah. It is 5.6% alcohol by volume, and I will read this little thingy here that it says on the side of the can. Our smoked Marzen, he would also correct me on that, lager is crafted in the Bamberg style with a variety of traditional malts. The resulting beer is beautifully layered, I think it's supposed to be, and full of campfire flavor for a deeply wafting and billowing sensory experience. So there's no date on the can?
No, but I picked it up the last couple of weeks, I think. It's still on their site as available, so I think it's relatively fresh.
Yeah.
I actually, so it's funny, I was telling Keith, I thought this was the same beer I sent him until I got home, and I saw that I still had a can of the same beer I sent him, and I realized it was a different beer, and I was like, oh, shit. So I'm excited. So I haven't had this beer, full disclosure. I got a 4-pack, sent it to Keith, and then I purposely did not open it knowing that we were going to do this.
I have also not had this. I think they brewed this one before, though, right?
I think they have, yeah. And they don't. It doesn't help that their smoked beers all have the same color, like can art, and like their art's all so pretty the same. So that's why I was like, oh, it's got to be the same beer, right?
Yeah. I will say I do enjoy their can art.
It's so simple, right? And like it's just like all of it is the same kind of style, and like they just change like a couple of the words and the name of the beer, but it's like it's so simple and kind of it's elegant.
Yes. And their logo is cool.
It is.
So
thinking about it now, I probably should have did it in my Silvaticus mug, but here we are, my Ghostbusters glass. But campfire, look, I got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and it works.
Oh, there you go. So yeah. I don't think it really looks. I think maybe like yours looks really dark.
Mine looks like a stout
on camera. Yeah,
yeah.
In mine, you can kind of see that it's not that dark, but it's a I don't know, what would you call that? Well, when I hold it up to the light, it's like a reddish orange kind of thing. But it's got
I would brown. I'd say reddish brown, amber. Dark amber, 100%.
Yeah, I had a bigger head on this.
I had about a finger of head. Give it a swirl so I can get more.
Mine's just under a finger, and that's what khaki.
Yeah, I'd say khaki,
roundish.
Yeah, good amount of bubbles. It's a pretty looking beer.
Yeah, I can already smell the smoky goodness.
Oh yeah, the second I opened it and started pouring it, I was like, okay, yep, smells like a smoked beer.
Let's see what it smells like. Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too intense, the smokiness. So I could see somebody who doesn't really like smoked beers, this being okay. But
that's coming from like you and I, though. So someone that doesn't like smoked beers will probably think like, whoa. Yeah, it is a subtle hint of smoke, but it has that like that ham bone kind of smell to it, but it's not overpowering.
Little bit of sweetness coming through as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I getting a little bit of that ashy thing that I like, that comes through in like some smoked beers.
Yeah, it's subtle though, right? It's like I'm hoping that it actually comes through more on the palate, because like ashy smoke for me is like perfection.
Yeah, it's actually funny they say campfire on here, because I don't always get like a lot of people use campfire to like describe smoked beers, or maybe not a lot of people, but I feel like it is. but like this, there's an aspect of this that does smell like campfire.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Are you ready to
I am
this?
ready.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Over
Boop,
here.
wrong way.
One side.
Cheers. Boop. That is, first off, like, I don't know if I've ever had a smoke beer with this type of mouthfeel. It's really full and almost like creamy.
Yeah. It is on the edge of that.
Yeah.
It's on the yeah. Or at least like a lager like this.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. I think going back to what you said about the nose would be good for someone that doesn't like a smoked beer. I think the flavor, and this isn't a knock on it, I think this could be a good entry level smoked beer for someone because it does have that ashiness, which if someone likes ashy stouts, right, that could be good. And the smoke isn't super like in your face smoke. It's there, but it's still really good. But I think it's enough to kind of like be like, okay, yeah, I think I can get into this.
Yeah, it's how do I want to say this? It's really good.
Yeah,
I can't think of how I want to say this. Like when I took the first sip, I was like, yeah, and now I completely lost that thought. It's really good. It's there's a nice sweetness to it.
yep.
that I think also, like as you were saying, like lends itself to being a little more approachable to people who don't just want to get smacked in the face with some smoke. But
right. Yeah, billowing sensory experience kind of nails this. There's just so much kind of going on. Like it's like that ashiness, the sweetness, the smokiness is there. I don't even know if I would say full of campfire flavor though, because like
I would say maybe the first couple sips. Like I'm already like my palate is already acclimated to this, so
yeah.
I don't get as an intense experience when I sip it now. But I think, if I'm remembering correctly from just a minute ago, I think like the first and second sip, there was like I was saying in the aroma, like there is that like campfire thing. But like I said, I'm not really getting it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's
as intensely
full of campfire flavor. Yeah, they say full of campfire, like it's there, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's like wafting in campfire, and that I'm not, and that's not a knock on the beer either, because like you said, this beer is awesome, but it's just I wouldn't say it's full of campfire, but it definitely has that. It has a lot of layers to it that kind of, and the smoke's kind of there just to accentuate it and not kind of overpower it.
Yeah, there's yeah, for me the smokiness is a little more ashy in the taste than it was in the aroma. There was a little bit of both in the aroma, but that sweetness kind of seems to be like a separate thing rather than giving it like a smoked meat kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't get the smoked meat that I usually like. I don't get the smoked like ham bone that I got really on the nose that I did like on the flavor, on the palate. But it is really good. It's, I think I like this, and it's because I remember the signal and stuff. That definitely had more of an oomph of a smoke characteristic, whereas this is. I feel like sometimes with smoked beers, I can't drink more than one can because it's like kills my palate. Mm-hmm. But this, I feel like you could probably do a can or 2 cans and not be a big deal.
I think I might have
the old one.
That can of somewhere. I don't know. well, whatever. But yeah, what were you saying? Silvaticus?
I was going to say Silvaticus just does like everything good. And all my reviews, I like talked about
Well,
I just don't understand how they're not more well known. Like there's so many lager breweries in New England. Maybe that's why, but like they do so much stuff that's just like,
yeah. Aren't they kind of like, they're kind of out of the way though, right? Because I think they're like northeast, like the very northeast part of Massachusetts.
Closer to New Hampshire. Yeah. They're close to like Seabrook and stuff like that, like the beach. So maybe that's why. And it's not like a spot. Amesbury in its own, there's Silvaticus, there's Beowulf. And I think I've sent you Beowulf before. I think I sent you one of their beers too. Yep. They're like right around the corner. But yeah, maybe that's the case. It's not like in a beer town, I guess. It's not like in a beer area. It's in a little off the beaten path.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember we were in I think we went to like a family thing in Boston or around Boston somewhere. And I was like, oh, it was like I don't know if it was right after you sent me Silvaticus or whatever it was, but I was like, oh, maybe we can hit up Silvaticus. And like it was like 3 hours from where we were because it was like all the way. And I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, it's like 40 from me, 30-ish if there's no traffic whatsoever. So it's not too bad for me, but it's still like enough to like if there's another reason to be around the area, like if we're going to the beach, I know I'll say to Carrie, I'm like, hey, on the way home, can we stop at Silvaticus, please?
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Shaun, for sending this to me.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm glad that we got to drink this together because you're the only I think you're the only person I really know that loves smoked beers as much as I do. Mike hates them. That's hence why there's nobody sitting right here.
Really?
I feel like this would be two things. I feel like it would be, I don't want to make this too long, but nitro in a nitro can or a nitro draft. I feel like this given the way the mouthfeel already is, I feel like this would lend itself well to like a little bit more creamier nitro. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, cask. Yes,
I could see this being. That's what I was saying when you started saying nitro. I was thinking this would probably be good cask as well because it's just good. I don't know.
It's just good. That's the tagline for this video now. Everyone that's watching this, just so you know, Baron Von Smoke by Brewery Silvaticus. It's just good. It's just good.
Yeah.
Go get it. Go buy it. You're gonna like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Shaun, for the beer and also for hanging out. And thanks for and everyone who's watching this. Thanks for hanging out and stuff.
And be on the lookout for another video on the Nerdsense channel of us doing another beer. And if we get crazy tonight, we may do a third. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Also check out Shaun and Mike at Nerdsense. I always forget to say that. I don't know.
It is what
I think it's because anybody who watches my videos, I automatically assume is already watching.
I assume the same. This is a very incestuous community.
So yeah, cheers, Shaun.
Cheers. Thanks, Keith.
Cheers.
Clink.